First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Double honors to his elders, the great millstone, and salutations to all y'all coming to houses and byways. I really don't know what I'm gonna title this video. I was gonna say, what if Esau had spiritual powers or like the blessing, but it doesn't sound right to me. But I'll think about it after I'm finished with the video. But I want to get into if Esau, you talk about Esau, even before the birthright, his spirit was not right, Now Habakkuk 2 and 4, behold his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, for the just shall live by his faith. So like, nothing he does is right, He's always trying to, he raped, robbed, and colonized the whole world, and cut down trees for no apparent reason. I was watching this video. They don't even do nothing. Someone said like, he rapes nature. The white man rapes nature. Trees don't even do anything. What did they even do? Like, they just sit there. Like, and then it was funny because most things and everything that the Lord has created, it has its own ecosystem. Everything works on itself. It's like a cycle. Then you got Esau. He's not part of it. So if he's not part of it, he's gonna destroy it. He's the devil. You ever watch this movie Brightburn? It's about this Edomite little boy that has spiritual powers. I want to get into what would happen if Esau had spiritual powers. Whatever
you've done, I know there is good inside you. Who am I? You are a gift. I know it's been difficult for you lately that you feel different from other kids. You are different.
The devil. Okay.
After your dad and I got married, we prayed for a baby for so long. One night, someone listened. Brandon? You are special. We believe that you came here for a reason.
That's Esau. We're glad that the Lord didn't bless him with spiritual, the blessing, because the whole world is already in turmoil. You're right. So imagine Esau with spiritual powers. It would be so chaotic. Everybody would have been dead. Everybody would have been dead. Think about it. Esau will first start off with Israel. Then he's gonna destroy the other nations. Then he's gonna start killing each other. Or, Esau, it's psychotic. Ezekiel 35:5, because thou had a perpetual hatred and had shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of the calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So even when it had an end, he took it a step further, So the blessing, if Esau had that spiritual powers, we would have been dead. Like Esau would not be doing all these tricks and Esau, you got Macy's and all these TV shows and sports entertainment is to distract Jake. The only reason why it's to distract Jake because you can't just because Esau got to plan everything out in these laboratories, these new diseases and vaccines. How is he supposed to do that when everybody's awake, to what he's doing? So he puts on these tricks, the circus, this illusion, you know, all these fancy clothes lines, jewelry. It's all a front. In reality, Esau behind the door, closed doors, is making vaccines, new diseases, new weapons. But if to distract the people, so that's why he puts out these sports. But if Esau had the spiritual power, he would not need to do all of that. He would just wipe all of us out. I don't need a trick. I don't gotta play no more. I'm done. I'm done trying to be Mr. Nice Guy. Then he tried. He would. He's already showing his horns more and more. You got Esau talking about if Donald Trump loses, it's gonna be a whole revolution. Like, man, Esau's not playing. There's if another Edomite had spiritual powers, another video. You know. Hopefully, I hope you guys can hear it this time. I think last time it couldn't. Someone one of the brothers told me that you couldn't hear any volume in it. So hopefully, Lord's willing, it works this time. If it doesn't, I'll just put on the captions. Man, I hate when this happens. All right, if he still had spiritual power, because he's not a merciful people.
What was he like? Oh, can I tell you a secret? Amanda.
Your brand is hope.
My dad and I.
Baseball.
We never played catch in the yard with a World Series ball.
America.
When he was a little boy, 5 or 6, he was quite sweet.
You don't do vengeance.
I needed him to be the strongest man in the world.
Today we had another incident.
Truth is,
But this time the subject was not driven by anger,
I never had a dad.
but by something else altogether.
So like you seen the clip that he just killed somebody as a kid, but the scientist said that he wasn't driven by anger or anything. That's Esau just kills to kill. Think about it. Esau just in his nature to be wicked.
His life is different.
Think about crossbreeding dogs.
Stop her! He has a mother.
You got the right genes.
This opportunity.
You can get a perfect creation.
Baseball's my favorite sport. To give him
But it doesn't matter how perfect they are.
a childhood you never had.
It's not enough.
He needs his mother.
Sometimes it's hard, Ryan, being superior to every single other person on the planet. It's isolating. You should have been raised in a home with a family who loved you.
We should be.
Pain. When I raise subjects without their mothers, they become violent. Where's my son? Aggressive. Stop fucking lying to me. Downright hateful. Yet, I turned out great. Gentlemen, where is my son? I think what it's done to you, your lies, what you can now do to everyone else. You're a different fucking breed. What do you want? To shine with the golden light of providence. Forgiveness? That is what I do. I'm the world's greatest superhero. We are your heroes. Don't speak for us. Wasn't I chosen to save you? Here to serve and protect you. Is it not my God-given purpose to protect the United States of America? You guys are real heroes. Real heroes.
Melinda! Are you going to save us?
Say the fuck right. God damn it. I'm the Homelander. Homelander, every fucking one of you. I can do whatever the fuck I want. You're my greatest failure.
Just like Esau does. He was put on the front. That he's a hero, but behind closed doors, he acts like he's an asshole. You know, I think there's a scene in that TV show called not TV show there's a scene where he let everybody down the airplane. You know, he killed civilians. You know, he just shrugged his shoulders. It didn't matter. That's Esau. That's the spirit of Esau. You know, forget his backstory of how he was made in the lab. That had, I'm just trying to show you the characteristics of what he had when he grew up. You know, as an adult and how he was, but and that's Esau. You know, that's the spirit. Yeah, that's him. You know, so imagine a man like that, unstable, having spiritual. He's a child. All you see is most of the clips of him yelling and complaining. You know, he's throwing a tantrum, getting mad and frustrated, and easy, like just snaps. Esau just is unstable. You know, he's unpredictable. You know, and I was reading the comments on that video. People said that the Homelander, which is his name, the superhero, and for the show, is supposed to be he said the guy's unpredictable, but yeah, he is. Esau is unpredictable. You know, I'll show you a couple of clips of Brightburn. You know, and that Homelander. He's a Hebrews 12:17. For you know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. You know, he was rejected. You know, rightfully so. Cause if everybody, if Esau has spiritual powers, bro, everybody would be hiding like rodents. Like for real. Like you ever seen mice? No, you rarely see them. Every nation, the heathens they've been hiding underground. You know, everybody been. You know, Esau's a nut. He's crazy. He needs to be in an asylum. You know, he was rejected for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. You know, he didn't deserve the blessing. You know, it just wasn't for him. Cause if it was for him, we would all been dead. You know. The water to Yahweh Bashmi Shai, the water, because if the Lord gave him that, man, who knows what Esau would be doing? Probably go out of space, make some more weapons. Like, Esau's a devil already, you know? So how much of more of a devil he had spiritual powers? You know, I really wanted to get into this, you know? Uh, but yeah, Esau time's running out, though, you know? Esau, running out of time. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows he has but a short time. You know? Esau is still trying to search for his birthright, you know? Or try to get rid of Israel, you know? Israel, us, you know? Try to search out the depths of the sea. Try to search out the stars of the heavens. He can't do it. So what he's going to do is just come down with the sword, you know? Man. All praise to Yahweh Shem Shai for not giving Esau that power, because if he did, then it would have 12 Revelation 12:12 would not be talking about this. So it'd be Esau coming down with spiritual powers on us. All of them. I'll be like, well, yeah, man, no flesh will be saved. you know. So like right now, just think about how the scriptures tell us no flesh will be saved, right? Matthew 24:22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. You know, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So except those days should be shortened. Because the Lord had to shorten the days because no flesh is going to be saved. You know, Esau on the brink of implosion, everything. The world's on the brink of explosion, imploding on itself because of Esau. No, the earth doesn't get rest on the Sabbath. Everybody's always working. The animals, the people, everybody, everything is always. There's no rest. You got the grapes small. You got the food. All the food is small, tarnished. Just gone. Um, and it's not gone. It's not as great as it once was because Esau. We talk about how how Esau is already wicked, and how the scriptures tell us right now in the day and age, no flesh, the Lord has to shorten the days because no flesh would be saved. If you think about that, you know, and the man, Esau with spiritual powers. Esau's already, the scriptures already said no flesh will be saved. So imagine Esau with his blessing, with the blessing that we have, man, we would have been finished, you know. But the water to Yahweh that he doesn't, you know. To be grateful that Esau doesn't have that. You know, his kingdom falling apart. The sword is not going to do nothing against the spiritual powers of the 144,000, you know, the elect. The elect are going to have the spiritual powers. And Esau, you know, probably going to be in his fighter jet, being panicking, his face going to turn all red. You know, the scriptures tell us they're going to have astonishment of heart. You know, they're just going to have drop dead in the streets. They're not going to be able to fathom seeing angels, you know. You know, Ezekiel tells us about how they have four faces. The four creatures that came out the whirlwind. Then it gets into the chariots. You know, it had two wings on each side. You know, you think Esau's gonna be able to look at that, and just walk about his day like that's no? They went side to side, everyone which their way. You know, Ezekiel. Ezekiel 1:5 also in the midst came the likeness before creatures, and when this was their apparent, they had the head of a likeness of a man. And, but yeah, it's chapter 1, verse 5. But just you know, the Lord is gonna come back with the angel, and Esau is gonna have a panic attack. Esau's gonna be shooting a whole bunch of missiles and bullets at the chariots. Some may even sit there and let them get hit and to see that their weapons aren't doing nothing to them. You know, just blast Esau out his jet, and you know the Leviathan. You know, it's gonna come out to see the behemoth. So Esau is finished. You know. Esau was impatient, you know, when the blessing was given to him, he sold it, you know, for food. You know, this is the Lord's story, you know. So the Lord, you know, rightfully so, he gave it to Jacob because Esau is not fit for the blessing. His mindset, you know, his characteristic, the way he carries himself, it's not an adult. He's not a mature person. He's always joking. He's probably one of the biggest jokers of all the nation. He's always playing games, gimmicks, trickster. You know, that's the RED. That's the characteristics of Loki. If you ever watched Thor, you know, he's always playing games. Always wanna like just taunt. You know, provoke people. But yeah, this is. I don't know what to name the video yet, but yeah, I wanted to name it. If Esau had spiritual power, but I don't know yet. But let me see if I got all the verses. Let me get the scripture. I want to read this one more time. So Habakkuk 2:4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. You know, his soul is not right. His spirit, you know, because the way, you know, everything he can't do right, you know. He can't follow none. This is why the Lord hates him. Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated. Jacob have I loved and Esau have I, you know, the reason why the Lord hates Esau, because he can't follow none of the laws. He doesn't even try to. He can't do it. You know, I think that's one of the main things on why the Lord hate. You know, the Lord never said he hated Ham or Moab or Ishmael. Because they're wicked to a certain extent. You know, to a certain Esau, he's he's just born this way. Like he's just born to lie to you. Like, you know, they go astray from the womb speaking lies. Like, how do you do that? Like, just start lying at 5 years old, and that's ridiculous. You know, Esau's a devil. The children, their women, you know, those old elderly ones, you know, all of them are devils. You know, Jacob have outlived. You know, Esau's not fit for the birthright. You know, and you know, but I want to end it like that. I'm gonna title the video. Esau was not was not fit for the birthright. I'm gonna title it that. I'm gonna end it like that and give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the elders, great millstone, and salutations to all y'all came on our highways and byways. Till next time, I say shalom.